Hi everybody, I am Becca, and I am the newbie with PopHorror, covering the Nightmares Film Festival here in Columbus, Ohio, and you are my first official interview for this. So this is Tommy Faircloth, the director of A Nun's Curse, which is playing this evening at 10 o'clock. If you're in Columbus, you can come see any of these movies.
Yep.
You don't have to have a ticket for the whole weekend. I have a pen now. But tonight is the actual world premiere.
That's right.
Like, not just world premiere. I just found out that not even the producer has seen the full cut of this. This is the only man whose eyes, I think, probably has seen the full cut.
Robbie, who's the producer, he saw a rough edit. He didn't see the final shot and some things, because I just kind of wanted him to see the story, how it flowed. But yeah, he hasn't even seen it. None of the actors have seen it. I'm the only one that's really seen it.
Yeah, so if you come here tonight it's the Gateway Film Center here in the middle of downtown Columbus, in the middle of the Ohio State University. You can come see it. So tell us about this film. So the only things that I know about this film is that Felissa Rose and Damian Maffei, I can never say his name, sorry Damian, are in this.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about it?
Well, it's kind of a mesh of a lot of genres. It's, if you see the trailer, it's like your typical slasher horror film, but it's way more than that. It's almost like a Breakfast Club meets Scooby-Doo, meets a paranormal film. The film revolves around two sisters, they're rivals, and one of the sisters have this obsession about the story of Sister Monday, which is a nun that used to work at this prison, and prisoners started turning up dead, and so she was suspected of killing them. This was back in the 40s, and so she wanted to go see this jail, and I won't tell you how it happens, but they end up there, and a lot of turmoil between the sisters come up, and childhood memories, and a lot of flashbacks. Felissa Rose plays Sister Monday. It's a lot of fun. A lot of my sixth sense of humor is in it, but it's got a
I like sixth sense of humor.
Yeah, that's I can't get away from it. I try to be serious, I just can't.
No.
But it's got a good twist ending, and I'm excited for people to see it. It's kind of catches you off guard, the ending, and people's like, so at least I hope they did.
After The Nun came out, or when The Nun was in production, a lot of people started coming out with kind of Nun rip-off kind of movies or whatever, and this does not look like one.
No.
But did you already have this conceptualized, and then, were you like, oh crap?
Yeah, well originally this was going to be a movie about a warden, but when I decided I wanted to use Felissa, I was like, that's not going to work.
Right. I don't know, she could be a good warden.
Well, the original location I was using as well.
Yeah.
So once the location fell through and I got this new location, it had this really ornate stained glass window inside the jail. And then I was just kind of like, oh, this is kind of like a church. And then the whole nun thing came up. But literally the only similarities is the fact that there's a nun.
Yeah. Right, and there's nun in the title. So watch the trailer. It does not look anything like that.
No.
And again, as I always like to find out with independent film, is write your story around what you have. This is the number one advice that any director I've ever talked to will say. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly it. You got a stained glass window, you got a chick,
write it in.
Then you got a nun. You got a nun in a church.
I have a general idea for a story, and once I find my locations, you get in there and see all the nooks and crannies, work that into your script, and it just makes it more, when people watch it, they're like, wow, how did you find a place that was exactly like your story?
Yeah, and it's like, I did it.
Oh, it was easy, no big deal.
I found a story that was just like my place.
Yeah,
So I've seen pictures on Facebook. So you're out of South Carolina, and you've been filming something else there in South Carolina in some really cool areas. So what are you working on?
Well, I actually work for our state lottery, doing all of the filming and digital content marketing. And so what you may refer, we have a new campaign that's going to launch next year. Mm-hmm. So we're traveling all over the state shooting. We actually just wrapped yesterday.
Oh.
So I can't say a lot about it, but it's going to be it's really cool for state. At least if you're in South Carolina, you'll see it. So.
Yeah, and you found another rarity here. You found a payphone.
Oh yeah.
That's what stood out the most to me on any of those pictures.
In Ridgeway, South Carolina, we shot some fun stuff, and it's a little town. It's kind of like if you've ever seen Wasita Gilbert Grape or something. It's a very small little town, and a movie back in the 80s called Staying Together, I believe is what it's called, Sean Austin was filmed there. But yeah, there's still a payphone. It didn't work though, but it still had
But
everything.
still, the fact that it's even there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Sometimes you'll see the boxes, but like no phone.
And no phone. This had
Yeah.
everything in it. The phone. It had
Wow.
all the information, how to put a quarter in, how to use it, everything.
A quarter?
But and it's right next door to the world's smallest police station. That's why we were there. That's kind of part of the campaign.
Oh, okay. So just like the quirks of
It's
South
literally,
Carolina.
this, yeah. So we're like, we're traveling all over, seeing some landmarks, you could say, all over
Yeah.
the state, some of the more unique ones.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So this movie right now, as we said, this is the first time anybody's going to see it, except for you. So what about these fine folks out here? When can they expect to be able to see it?
Well, besides this film festival, the following weekend, we're playing in South Carolina, in Greenville, South Carolina, at Reedy Reels Film Festival. And then in December, actually on Friday the 13th, we're going to play in a theater in the town that we actually shot the film. It's right across from where the jail is.
Oh, well, that's
So that's
cool.
going to be a
So
fun.
I'm assuming you had like some townspeople involved in your filming to a certain extent, at least as onlookers. So
Oh yeah, we
that'll
had
be
lots
fun.
of onlookers because the jail itself is in the middle of a little urban downtown area, but in the film it's literally in the middle of woods and nowhere. And so we're trying to work out some things where like after the screening we can kind of do like a little flashlight tour inside the jail, something cool to get people to come. But we thought we'd have it there. It's called Orangeburg. It's a small little town. It's about 45 minutes south of Columbia, which is where I live. And it just made more sense to have a screening there, obviously.
Yeah.
But we're probably going to play at a few more, film festivals in the coming months. And we're talking with some distributors right now, so I have no idea when they may, release
Right.
it. I mean, I would imagine if it's early next year when we finally sign it, probably won't be out till Halloween next year. But who knows?
Right.
We'll see.
You never know. And a lot of like horror conventions obviously
yeah.
have film festivals in them too, so I'm sure you'll
Yeah.
be making those rounds. So how
yeah.
can they follow this movie?
Yeah, you can look up A Nun's Curse on Facebook. We're on my production company is called Horse Creek Productions, so you can find it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that. HorseCreekProductions.net. All those places.
All those places.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And he had to get up at 4 a.m. to fly in here.
That's why I got these bags. I didn't get to check them.
And his movie doesn't play till 10 o'clock. You need a nap.
It's been a long week, but I'm excited. Adrenaline.
Yes, that's right. That's right. All right. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
All right.